Okay, so Pumpkin's decided that he wants snuggles while I'm doing this. But anyway, hi guys. Welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple, and I decided that I wanted to do a fun declutter. So I decided what's more fun than doing an A to Z declutter? And I decided to do it along with my friend Jen from Live Laugh Love with Jen. And she said, I'm going to call it a challenge. And I thought, okay, I'll call it a challenge too. You know what? It did. It turned out to be a real challenge to find some of these things. But that's a good thing. That means I have decluttered enough stuff from around my house to make it a little bit difficult. I like that. So if you want to do this along with us, grab your stuff and come on and let's get started. And I'm going to have a link in my description box below for Jen's channel, so be sure you check her out. She is a sweetheart. She is just as sweet as she seems in her videos. So if you haven't met her, pop over and check her out. And if you have, be sure you check out her video. And now let's get started. And I'm going to show you what I found around my house that starts with each letter of the alphabet. Before I get started, I just wanted to show you that I did finally get a real room divider. So if you've been watching my channel, you know what I'm talking about. No more fake faux room divider made out of cardboard boxes. No, we got a real one. So now let's get started on the alphabet declutter. Let's see if we can do this without showing you everything all at once. Okay, so for A, I have an ampersand. And for B, I have this little coaster that says blessed on it. For C, I have a crocheted doily. And for D, I have this little stamp. It's a rubber stamp. It's a reindeer, but I couldn't find anything for a D, so I decided to call this my D. So it's a deer. And then I have this box of erasers. I think it'll be a long time before I use up all those erasers, and I've already had it for a long time. So I decided rather than them just sitting in my basement drying up, it's time to let them go. So that's what I'm doing. And then, let's see, for F, I have this little rubber stamp with a rose on it. But a rose is a flower, right? So that's my F. Some of these were hard to, it was a challenge, I'm telling you, it was really a challenge. And then I had these little, I could have called these footies and had that for the F, or maybe booties even, or slippers, but I decided to go with G, gingerbread. So because they have the little gingerbread man on them. So that's my G. And then another rubber stamp, and this one has a little heart-shaped wreath on it. So I decided that can be my H for heart. And then I was a little bit difficult because I've already decluttered my ink pens. So I looked around and I couldn't find another ink pen that was ready to go. But I did have some things that had index cards, and they did have things written on them. So I went through it and cleared out the ones I didn't need. This one's just blank on the top because I didn't want to show what's on the underneath. But index cards for my I. And then for J, I have this jean jacket. And I've had this jean jacket for several years, and I think I've only worn it a couple of times. So I've decided to go ahead and let that go. And for K, I have this one knitting needle. I think you need two when you're doing your knitting. I do believe the other one got bent. I don't know if I decluttered it, but I think really the only thing I used it for was when I was doing crafts, and I would use it to help stuff things. So I decided to let this one knitting needle go. And L proved to be a very difficult letter. I couldn't find anything. I was looking all over the place for something with an L. And then I remembered we had this lotion. It's hand cream, but we're going to call it lotion. But this is some stuff that I think somebody gave my husband. They gave everybody at work some little bag or something. And it had this lotion in it. And he didn't want it. So he gave it to me. And I've had it for like a year and a half or more and didn't use it. And I thought, okay, why do I not use it? I tried it again and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And then I have the letter M for M, yes. And then I have another rubber stamp. and this one has the nativity on it. Isn't that beautiful? I did consider just keeping that and sitting it out as decor, but I think I'm going to go ahead and let it go. If I change my mind, I'll find something else that starts with an N, I promise. But I think I'm going to go ahead and let it go because I don't need to keep everything. I don't really want things to sit around and just, need to be dusted and that. So I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. Somebody that does stamping is going to love to have that. So I'm going to let it go. It is beautiful, but I'm going to let it go. Okay. I've convinced myself. Okay, I'm good. And then O was also a very difficult one. The only thing I could find that started with an O was this index card cover thing. I needed an index card, and I was looking for some, and I found this, and I'm like, oh, that can be my O, but I didn't really want that to be my O. I wanted to find something, and I was spreading, and I was like, what am I going to do for my O? And then I remembered, oh, I was cooking, and I needed oil, and this I noticed was way past its date, like way past its date. So I had set it aside to declutter, and then I realized, oh, that starts with an O. Oil starts with an O. It can be my O. So that's my O. And then P is this plastic container. And I had things in this in the basement, and I had gone through those things and decluttered those things, but left this sitting down there. So I remembered it was down there, so I went down there and grabbed that. And so I have a plastic container for P. Now Q is one of those that I've kind of gone back and forth about letting go of it for a long time. It's Q for quilted. This is a bedspread that my grandmother, my mom's mom, made for my grandfather. And this is the quilt or the bedspread he had on his bed. And it's quilted fabric here. It was the kind that's already quilted. She didn't quilt that, but it's already quilted, but it is quilted, so it's cute. But she made that, and so I don't know how my mom ended up with it, but my mom had it, and so at one point my sister and I, we shared a bedroom, and they were going to paint our room. She wanted green, I wanted purple walls, and she won. They painted the walls green, and then she got married. They hadn't even finished the room yet, and she got married. And so then my mom took this bedspread and put it in my room, and she dyed some curtains purple, and so she decorated my room, and it was really pretty, and I loved it. And then we moved. So, and the room I had at the new house it had flowered wallpaper on the walls, and it was not purple, so it didn't go pretty in there. So I never had curtains, and that room was never decorated, and then I got married. So I got to enjoy this for a little while, but I've always kept it because my grandmother made it for my grandfather. But I'm ready to let it go. And I asked my sister if she wanted it. She does not want it, so I'm just going to go ahead and see if anybody else, if anybody wants a bedspread, an old bedspread. So anyway, then that's my Q, and then we're going to have the letter R for R, and another rubber stamp. This one is Santa for S. And then T is this little, I don't know, is this called a tea towel or fingertip towel, or I don't know what it is, but I thought towel. So that is going to be my T. And then for U, I have some underwear. I'm not going to show those. And then I have, for V, I have this beautiful vase with flowers in it. And this was given to me by a relative. It's one of Randy's. It's his cousin's wife. And she gave this to me, and it's very pretty. And the only room I have in my house that it looks right in is our spare bedroom. And I've had it in there for a while, maybe a year or so. But it doesn't really kind of go with everything. So I've decided to go ahead and pass it along. And I hope if she's watching, because I don't know if she watches, but I hope if she's watching, I hope that she understands that I am, why I'm going to go ahead and let it go. But it is one of those things where if you have something that is sentimental, maybe something that was handed down through the family, or if you have something that was a special gift given to you, if it no longer suits your style or your needs, it's okay to go ahead and let it go. That doesn't mean you're letting go of the person. That's just the thing that you're letting go of. And the gift was in the giving. And I appreciated the gift and I loved the gift. I loved that she thought of me. And so that is the part that I'm keeping, and I'm letting the vase and the flowers go to someone else who actually can use that to decorate in their house and enjoy it and love it and give it a beautiful place to be. So remember, it's okay to go ahead and let go of the item. That doesn't mean you're letting go of the person or the gift, because the gift was in the giving. And so then B, W, QRSTUVW. Yep, that's right. I was thinking wash rag, right? Yes, wash rag. So then I have a wash rag here. That's my W. And I thought about using this for P, for pink. So just know it's okay to switch things. So I had that at first for P, and I had this for G because it's a glad thing, but then I found something else that was the G, the gingerbread things. And then, so I moved that over to the W. And so be sure, you know that you can do that. So then I have for X, this little ball. And you see, it's one of those kind you can squeeze, but it's a little bit stiffer than I really like to use. But I remembered I had this, and it has, I don't know if you can see it, but that red thing there, that's an X. So that's what I'm using for my X. And then for my Y, I have some things written on this yellow piece of paper, and I don't need it anymore, so I'm letting go of that. So that is my Y. And last but not least is this jacket. It has a zipper in it, so it's a zippered jacket. That's my Z. The reason I'm letting this go is because I've had it for years. I haven't been able to wear it for years. It's a little bit too small. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. And maybe somebody who needs a jacket and it fits them, they can, wear it and enjoy it. So be sure that you check out my friend Jen's channel, Live, Laugh, Love with Jen. I'll put that link in the description box below. But there you go. Those are all of the things that I am letting go from my through my A to Z declutter challenge. And let me know down in the comments if you did an A to Z declutter challenge along with me and along with my friend Jen from Live, Laugh, Love with Jen. Till next time, happy decluttering. Bye. A to Z declutter challenge. It can be a challenge finding something for each letter. But if you're motivated, you'll declutter so much better. Keep searching till you find them, one at least from A to Z, and have a bit of fun while you set your clutter free. What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah.